Earlier it was revenue receipt and revenue capital receipt.
Yeah. We did the expenditure also, and we did the capital receipts also.
Okay. So I think we have to start from
Yeah.
budget deficit then.
Yeah, budget deficit. Yeah.
Okay, wait. Okay, so now coming to budget deficit basically, right? So ma'am, what is this budget deficit? See, not every time will everyone have the money. For example, it's your birthday tomorrow, right? So at that time,
Yeah.
basically what will happen? For example, you thought that for 500 rupees, it was your budget, right? But when
Yeah.
you went to the venue, 100 rupees cakes, 100 rupees pizza, 200 rupees the junk food and all that, and 200 rupees something else, right? So when you added it, so how much it went?
Okay.
Right? Yes? Oh, sorry, what I'm doing. Wait.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. 600.
So 4, 5, 6. 600 it went, right?
Yeah.
The total. When you will
Yeah.
add 100 plus 100 plus 200 and 200, it became 600. But what was your budget? It was 500, right?
500.
So it is
Yeah.
extra, right? So over here in
Yeah.
budget deficit, basically we take whatever the extra is. So this is like, now see, you are in a restaurant over there. You cannot say I have only 500 rupees. You have to somehow pay 600 rupees, right? So at that time, what
Yes.
you will do? Either you will take it from your friend that, okay, please give me 100 rupees. I'll return it to you once I reach home. Or you will ask your dad to transfer, or your father, your sister, anyone, right? So similarly, this
Yes.
extra 100 rupees, like 600 was the amount, but your budget was 500. So this extra 100 rupees is your budget deficit. Clear? That this is basically the problem. This extra 100 rupees is your budget deficit. Clear?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So what is budget deficit? Budget deficit is defined as the excess of total estimated expenditure over total estimated revenue. So whatever revenue you got, means you got 500 rupees, but your expenditure was more, right? So this is basically the excess of whatever money you excess. That is your budget deficit. When the government expenditure exceeds its revenue, it incur in a budgetary deficit. So whenever government expenditure increases as compared to their revenue, right, it is termed as budgetary deficit. There are three types of budget deficit. One is revenue deficit, you will write the formula. One is fiscal deficit, you will write the formula. One is primary deficit, you will write the formula. Then I'll explain you what is this. Okay?
Okay.
So first write the heading budget. And also Fahim, tomorrow at 3:30 IST, I'm planning to take your class. So will you join tomorrow? Because I need to complete
What, ma'am?
economy. I'm planning to take 2 hour class tomorrow. Because tomorrow is an off for you, Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So basically on Saturday also there is
Yes.
a Diwali off from Learnivio. Hope you got the message.
Okay.
So Diwali I won't be able to take because it's a official holiday, right? So I'm planning to take, not sure,
Okay.
like I would be taking the batch class, like Vanisha, Ritika, everyone will be there. So are you going to come tomorrow? Like I will
Okay.
join.
Tomorrow at Friday, which timing, ma'am?
3:30 IST works for you?
Yes, ma'am. I can join.
Yeah, you can just drop in the chat box that, ma'am, yes, I will join, so that I can share it to the counselor. Because sometimes they are like, who told you the student this? Because this is an extra class, right? Just drop a chat box, like a message on the chat box. Yes, ma'am, I'll join tomorrow. Okay. So do join.
What should I write, ma'am?
In the chat box, just write, yes, ma'am, I'll join tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
I will join tomorrow. Okay. Okay, so basically tomorrow what we are going to do, yes, got it. So tomorrow what we are going to do is we are going to start a new chapter for Indian economy, right? And we will try to finish that. So that's why I'm asking you, because 2 hour will be a long class, because Saturday at the end you are getting the off, right? So Saturday you don't have any class. So tomorrow it's an off officially, but I will be taking that, right? So this is what. So let's just meet tomorrow and just don't miss it, because in the previous extra class also you were not there. And on that day also I took 2 long hour class. So tomorrow I'm expecting you to be there, which will be 3:30.
Oh yeah, on Friday, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right? So tomorrow be on time.
On Friday, yeah.
But tomorrow don't go anywhere.
Okay.
You can postpone your plans to Saturday. Okay?
Yeah, ma'am, but like because most of the time, like from school also, the teachers are taking extra classes to complete the portions.
Okay, so tomorrow do you have any class?
No, they didn't schedule any classes like tomorrow till
Okay,
now.
so yeah, I don't think they will, because in case if they would have they would have they want to take any classes, they would have told you earlier, because I don't think in the short period they will take,
Yeah,
right? So just join my class tomorrow,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
and we will complete one chapter because
Okay, okay,
so you can quickly note it down, and then we will move
okay,
to the numeric. Like today we have to do an important topic, which is the numericals.
okay. Ma'am, can you scroll down? Okay. Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now moving to the next part. Over here, first of all, implications are very, very important. Very, very means very, very important. Okay. So first of all, revenue deficit, right? So in case if I ask you what is revenue deficit, tell me Fahim, what is revenue deficit? So you will basically, you will write it like this. Revenue deficit is the, see, now you are going to write the detailed explanation. So first of all, we will start with the revenue deficit. Okay. So you will mention revenue deficit and you will write revenue deficit is the
Okay.
difference between total expenditure and total revenue received. Clear? Done?
Okay.
Okay. Now after
Yes.
that, implications. So see, there are so many deficits. For example, this is a deficit. 100 rupees I gave you, right? How would you
Yeah.
get to know that this is a revenue deficit? Yeah, which deficit? You have three types of deficit, right? Revenue,
Yes.
fiscal, and primary. So if I give you this 100 rupees, that this 100 rupees is a deficit. So how would you get to know that this is a revenue deficit, this is a fiscal deficit, or this is a primary deficit? So that's why implications are this. So whenever revenue deficit comes, first of all, it indicates the inability of the government to meet the expenditure on routine functioning of the economy, right? That means that government is
Yeah.
like, see, for example, if you are giving a birthday party and over there your budget over exceeded, that means you were unable to give a good birthday party, right? So similarly, when this
Yeah.
revenue deficit occurs, that means government is unable to meet the expenditure on the daily basis. Whatever expenditure government has to do for the country, government is lagging behind that. Second, it implies this saving. Now, what government has to do? For example, let's see, you went to the party, the bill was 600 rupees. This 100 rupees, what you will be doing, you will be using these 100 rupees from your savings, right? In case if nobody is giving you money, what you will do? You will take this money out of your savings, right?
Uh, Ma'am, your voice is cracking.
Okay, wait. Can you hear me now? Not?
Yes.
Okay. So that means, see, for example, whenever
Yeah.
there is a problem of deficit, what you will do? You will use the money from your savings, right? If everyone rejected, everyone said that they won't be able to give you the money, so at that time you will use from savings, right? So over here
Yeah.
also, it implies this saving on government account because government is using up savings of other sector of an economy to cover up the gap between the revenue expenditure and revenue received, right? So what government basically
Yes.
do? Government allots the money that 100 rupees for the health sector, 200 rupees for the education sector, 100 rupees for this sector. Now over here, when they were doing the health sector, the bill came 120. Now this extra 20 rupees, either government will be taking it from here or it from here, right? So that means
Yeah.
government has to do this savings. Then next, it
Okay.
implies that government has to make up this deficit by distributing its capital budget, either through borrowing or sale of its assets, right? So it means that the revenue
Yeah.
deficit either leads to increase in liability or in the form of borrowing or reduce the assets. So, or see, government what now they have to meet the deficit. So government, what government will do? They will sell the assets, right? Or
Yes.
they
Yes.
will borrow. So if they borrow, what will happen? Liability will increase, right? And if they sell something, then
Yes.
their asset will decrease, right? So automatically, due to revenue deficit, it is going to affect the liability as well as assets of the government, right? Next, use of capital receipt may lead to inflationary situation in the economy if wasteful expenditure by the government is not controlled. Now, government need money. So what government will be doing? Government will be increasing the prices of every product so that they get more and more money.
Yeah, the taxes would increase.
Yes. So that's why
The
it will
tax
lead
would
to the
increase.
problem of inflation situation, right? Then next,
Yes.
for example, this is a government. This government in India is for 5 years, right? In the fourth year, what they took? They took 100 crore rupees loan from some other country, right? And next year, some new
Yes.
government came. So of course, this 100 crore rupees loan which they took, of course, now this government is going to pay because they are not in the government role right now. So that means it
Yes.
will borrow higher and higher. It will increase the future burden to repay the loan amount and interest payment, right? So because of this, these are if revenue deficit happens, these are the situation that will take place. Clear? Now coming to this, ma'am, how can I reduce the revenue deficit? So first thing is that, first of all, increase your source of income, right? And
Okay.
reduce
Yeah.
your expenditure. See, If you want to gain money, what you can do? Earlier you were working in one company, now do work in two companies. You will get more money, right?
Yes.
Or what you can
Yes,
do,
ma'am.
you were going to parties every Sunday. Reduce them. Reduce your expenditure, right?
Yeah, the
You were
expenditure
purchasing 1
would
lakh,
decrease.
yes. You were purchasing 1 lakh rupees phone, purchase 10,000 rupees phone, right? So these
Yeah.
are the only two options, either to reduce your expenditure or increase your income, right? So similarly,
Yes.
if government want to come up with this deficit, government has two options. Either first to reduce the public expenditure. Now government should reduce the expenditure. So whatever subsidies and all government was giving, stop them. Okay. Plus whatever
Okay.
money government was giving on non-plan expenditure, stop them. Curtail them means stop them. Okay.
Okay.
This is how they
Okay.
can reduce their expenditure. But how they will increase their income? By, like, they can impose new taxes in the market, this tax, that tax, of course customer has to pay, of course public has to pay, right?
Yes.
Plus
Yes.
they should made increase income from the public enterprises. See, public enterprises basically pay taxes to the government sector. So instead, earlier they were paying 100 rupees as a tax, now I increased to 200 rupees, right? And plus
Yes.
tax evasion. Tax evasion means there are some people who were not paying tax. So now government should make strict laws that nobody should evade the tax. Everybody should pay the tax. So because of these three measures, government can basically increase the revenue, right?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now first thing what you have to do is you will write revenue expenditure, a revenue deficit, and you will write it is a
Yeah.
difference between according to the formula. Okay.
Okay.
And then you will write
Okay.
implications of revenue deficit, this, then measure to this. Okay.
The whole implication, ma'am.
Yes. Because implication
Okay.
directly come for 4 marks. If it is come for 3 marks, you can
Okay.
write any three. But if it's come for 4 marks, you have to at least write 4 5 points. Right?
Okay. Yeah. Done, ma'am. Done, ma'am.
Okay. Now moving to the next one. Okay, we don't have much time, but yeah, let's just do. Now coming to fiscal deficit. You already know, so what is fiscal deficit? Refers to excess of total expenditure over total receipt. Excluding borrowing is very, very important. See, sometimes you get a simple formula like total expenditure and total receipt, right? But you will
Yeah.
sometimes you have to, sorry, am I audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Sometimes you have to expand total expenditure as well. So total expenditure includes revenue expenditure and capital expenditure.
Capital expenditure.
Yes. So you will write this totally. Okay, these 2 points. Then I will explain you the implications. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Done, ma'am.
Okay. So now I will explain you one concept which is very, very important. Okay. Now there is one, like we will be doing the writing part in the next class, but let me just explain. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
There is one concept called this debt trap. Okay. Debt trap. Okay.
Yeah, I know about this.
Yes. So over here, whenever, see, for example, the situation is, for example, this is me. I took loan of 100 rupees from somebody, right? That person gave me. Now,
Yes.
when I'll return it, I have to give 100 plus 20, right?
20. Yeah.
Yes. So after 1
Interest.
year, I was only able to pay this 100 rupees, right? But
Yeah.
I was unable to pay this 20. So what I did, 20 again I borrowed, right?
Yes.
Now I have to
Yeah.
do 20 plus 20, right? Next
Yeah.
year, after 1 year, same, I was able to pay 20, but I was unable to pay. So I did. So what is happening? Just to recover from my past thing, I am in present also